YouTube was good. It's your boy, Paulus Harris, aka the Crazy Uncle. Hey, if this is your first time tuning in, go ahead, hit the doggone subscribe button, hit the notification bell every time I post up new content. Uh, Today, uh, this is Shooting from the Hip podcast. Just waiting on my man Zach to come on board. A lot of stuff to discuss as always. Every time that we actually really get together. Um, like I said, I'm not really gonna bring up about what I actually really talked about yesterday. I'm talking about this whole DL Hughley and Monique, situation. But um, after doing the show that I did yesterday, right, there was a lot of other interesting things that actually really come up. A lot of stuff that um, comedian Ricky Smiley said, and for the most part, it actually really makes a whole lot of sense. I mean, I actually really could correlate into something um, more than actually I really just looking at it from a comedic or so-called comedic view. But hey, it is what it is, what it motherfucking is. So, uh, like I say, I'm gonna sit up here and you know give just give it just bear with us because in all actuality, I am a little early with this. So we'll give it a few more minutes, and then if not, then I have to actually like really go in and I have to stop this one, and then actually like really uh, go in, redo this, and then we can actually like really get the show on the road. So uh, hey, it is what it is. So just bear with us, and just like I said, we will get this we will get this train moving as soon as possible. So actually, let me see what's actually like really. Let's see what's going on.
I think your mic is on mute.
All right, I'm good. So what's good with you?
Oh, just reporting live from the great state of Florida. Tremendous.
All right. So yeah, just like I said,
How
y'all
are you
already.
doing?
Oh, I'm good. Just like I said, y'all already know who I am. I'm Apollos Harris, aka the Crazy Uncle, retired staff sergeant in the Army, and then we got here my main man, Zachary Rambo Zach. Oh, then hey, guess what? Guess who we got? They just tuned in. Uh, David is back once again to join us. Uh, just know we're gonna have a lot of stuff to discuss. But I hope that everybody had a great Memorial Day weekend. Let's not forget those that actually like really sacrificed for us to have the freedoms that we have, and then the freedoms that you and I were actually like able to put on the uniform and actually like really serve the time that we serve. Because I did a post on my Facebook page, and I actually like really said that hey, Memorial Day is for those that actually died in combat,
Yeah,
not because you did something stupid while you were serving. So
right.
a lot of people will try to get that mixed up. If they do, hopefully I just actually really just set the record straight right then and there. So
Yeah,
we got a lot to discuss. Uh, I'm gonna let you have at it first if you want. I mean,
I did pretty good. I did pretty good. I was at the VA all day to begin
okay.
with, but man, talking to these guys, especially out of Tampa, Florida area, it's like you get two things. You get old timers, and then
Yeah,
you get guys who are fresh out in sitcoms right there. So it's a lot of operators, and it's like the conversations you have at the VA is very interesting. And
yeah,
for some reason, I don't know why the fuck they do this. These motherfuckers got the news on in the VA when these motherfuckers about to snap anyways. And it's like you're ready to just cause a problem in the fucking waiting room because
yeah.
someone's gonna say something, and then you're gonna say something. You need to just put Pawn Stars on, put the History Channel on, put the Discovery Channel on, put some. They got the news playing in there, and it's like people are having full on conversations, arguments, damn near.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are talking about the police response time at the shooting, and it's just such a weird. Uh, I don't know. It's a weird situation. This is not the first one. It's not that different, but for some reason, it seems like people are fired up on this one, and
Yeah. Go ahead.
it's just odd the response time. And for some people, it's going to trigger them immediately, and they're making it a gun rights issue, and then the gun rights people are saying the response time is inappropriate. What's the SOP? How the fuck? It was an off-duty border patrol agent that came in, kicked the door, and gave them the good news. Why weren't they doing that? It's
Uh-huh.
so complicated. But to be having the conversation while these kids are literally getting put in caskets, I just do not.
Yeah.
This clout thing is odd, man. It's
Yeah.
it's dangerous.
But you know what though? Um, it's funny. Well, actually, it really ain't funny. But I mean, for the simple fact that you get veterans, regardless of service, sitting up there in the VA, and you see it in the news, and the news is on, right? And just like I said, this is something that's not brand new. I mean, this has happened. It's been going on for a pretty good while now.
Oh yeah,
It's funny how that no matter how long you've been out of the army or in the armed branches, just like I say, when something like that, goes down, again, questions are going to be asked. Okay, the reaction time of the police, first responders, you name it. Um, what about what about the security around the building? Whether it's a whether it's a uh, whether it's a school, whether it's a school, grocery store, hospital, you name it, right? But the thing about it though is that we can always have the so-called security jobs, right? And then a lot of times these people that are actually like really working security, they're actually like really not qualified to work doggone security, right? Because
yeah. It's
I,
it's not
I,
it's not like a sought after job. This is something. Listen, I'm not here to like hate on anybody or any shit like that. But what you got in a lot of these situations are individuals who, for whatever reason, are not law enforcement, for whatever reason, are not in the military. Quite frankly, it's not a high paying job. So naturally, over generations, you're going to get a certain type of individual that's in there and hiring and training and
yeah,
chaperoning, supervising. So how the VA doesn't have you'd be surprised what 100% pays in the VA. We appreciate it. It's not that much.
yeah,
To have a, I don't know, $60,000 to $70,000 a year job to a guy who actually understands everything,
yeah,
to be a security guard and in the local communities have like a interaction, a warm handoff between individuals getting out, working with individuals within the vocational rehabilitation program that already exists within the VA.
yeah,
I don't think that's that difficult, and I'm not trying to. be shitty, but it's inappropriate. It's just, it's not, they don't make enough money to put their, lives on the line. And nobody could foresee what would have happened to those kids in hindsight. It's easy to say it on Monday, what should have happened on Sunday. But
Yeah.
it's, you listen, I guarantee you, I don't know the facts, but I understand that a Border Patrol agent, after an hour, I'm not talking about a minute or 10 minutes. These motherfuckers were sitting in the hallway for an hour while kids are getting killed. Okay?
Yeah.
Listen, and they're tasing moms, they're doing shit. I don't want to get into SOP, but that's going to be changed and it's going to be criticized, and that's apparent. To me, that's more concerning than the gun issue. Is there a gun issue? Is there a gun issue? Well, people are using guns. They're like, well, you could kill somebody with the car. You could do this. Listen, I'm pro Second Amendment. I'm strapped myself. I don't intend on letting that go, but we got to be adults here. Like, I hate the argument where it's like, well, I could kill you with my car. I could run you over. It's like, yeah, but the car at least has a purpose. The car could take you to the store. The car could take you on vacation. The car could take you to the shooting to stop somebody. The gun does nothing except be a gun. So Zach, what you saying? We should get rid of guns. Are you fucking crazy? I'm the most pro Second Amendment person you know, but they've made it weird in this conversation. Like, they've made it's very difficult to have a logical conversation with these people about this, because what do you say to them? Well, to me, the SOP was fucked up.
Exactly.
Oh, so you don't support law enforcement.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I said.
But you know what?
I don't support whatever the fuck was going on that day.
Okay. Yeah, that's what David said. So David, for the most part, always somewhat he's in agreement with us. So, but my thing is,
why does one side have to be right?
Well,
it's sort of like, let's work together,
But the thing about them, once you actually really look at put like this, how they always do it, they do the so-called pros and cons, right? And so people like me and you, right? We can sit up here, we can turn on the news, and we can hear about the shooting that happened in Buffalo. We can hear about the shooting that happened in Texas, or we can hear about a shooting in general, right?
Yeah.
And those of us that have served, that got that military mind, right? I mean, we can sit up here and we can call bullshit all doggone day long because of the security measures, so-called security measures, right? People like me and you, we know what the fuck is going on. We know how to doggone secure a perimeter. Yeah. But the thing about it though is this, whether you've done it, put like this, whether you've done it as long as me or longer, right? Regardless of how long you've done it, right? Once you've done with it, you really don't want to do with it no more, because the first thing that's gonna fly, the first thing that's gonna pop in your mind, because because I thought about it and then I said, well, damn, you know what? If I'm gonna pull security, then damn it, I could have just stayed in the Army, right? It's just
exactly.
It's one of those things that once you're done with it, you really don't want to do it no more. But at the same time, though, you got to be like, okay, well, besides us, who's really qualified to do that job other than law enforcement, right? So I mean, like the actual law enforcement. I'm not talking about these motherfuckers that act like really so-called want to secure a doggone grocery store, because I was talking to this one so-called security officer at a grocery store, and then my wife just asked the question, well, what are you going to do if I actually really just run out with this? And not to my surprise, the security officer said, I'm just going to let you run with it. Right? So, but you took on this job, whatever security company that you work for, they looking for you to do a job. Now, granted fact, a lot of these security companies, a lot of this shit is unarmed, right? Which
a lot of it's for insurance. Yeah. They're required to have X amount of people, and half these motherfuckers were not even debating. They put a resume in at Target to be a clerk or Amazon or they put a resume in at G4S at Wackahut, whatever the fuck the security companies are.
Yeah.
It's a fucking job.
Yeah. It's
It's
no
not it's
different.
not the same as taking an oath and having a mission, having camaraderie. Half these motherfuckers are embarrassed. If you look at the culture, it's not appropriate, but it's it's not the best way to do it.
Yeah.
And if you're gonna do it, you should do it. And these big corporations got the money to do it, but what they're doing it for is for an insurance reason. Because no, you don't touch them, you don't do a thing. But at the end of the year, it's a tax write-off. They take the item, they hit the SKU, they have the money, and at the end of the year, they're getting that back.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, that's what's going on. I know these
Yeah.
motherfuckers.
It's you know what? It's no different. It's no different than what they do in the medical field and what they do with these temporary agencies, right?
Yeah,
And because like long time ago, right? If you wanted a job, you opened up the newspaper, you looked at the want ads, right? Whatever interests you, you called them up or you went by there, you filled out the application, they look over it, and then bam, you hired. But then once you actually really hire on, then you got to do the benefits, whatever benefits package that you got, whether it's health, dental, whatever the nine, you had to give them that like right there on the spot. So,
right.
so again, it's always about that money. You know, large corporations always cutting back. They always trying to save that dollar, knowing damn well you already have more than enough money to give your employees what they
Especially
what they actually need. But the thing,
especially if they're publicly traded. If they're
yeah,
publicly traded and they're shareholders that are pumping cash into it, it doesn't matter if Walgreens, they're like, we're going to start closing at 6 p.m. because motherfuckers are getting crazy. It's like a mom and pop business that's not publicly traded on the stock market is not doing that. But you have to understand some of these big corporations that are publicly traded, there's no issue. They're going to pump them. Walmart's not shutting down. Target's not shutting down. Costco not shutting down. Amazon not shut. They're publicly traded and they're pumped full. So and you don't see a lot of this at mom and pop shops. But the precedent that's being set, I agree with everything you're saying. It's just shit is getting out of control, man. Like nobody, you stop a dad, you stop a mom from going into the fucking school to save
right,
their own kid. I would love to see the lawsuits that are about to be filed on
yeah,
this police department and the municipality that runs that. I'm telling you, it's highly inappropriate. And
yeah,
finally some dudes, obviously they work for Border Patrol. You know what these guys deal with every day? I guarantee you the guys prior military, and they breach that fucking room, clean the room, and that's it.
yeah,
But but here's the story that's being told. You have a little girl who's a fourth grader who's so smart, who's so used to this, who's so savvy that she's seen these things and whatever technology and movies and everything she's seen. The shooter comes in the room, shoots her best friend literally in the face. I'm not being sensational. There's a shot to the face, blood all over the fucking place. She's bled out. She's expired. The shooter goes out in the hallway to figure out what's going on. She sees this, rushes to her best friend, smears the blood off of her onto her, and lays down next to her and pretends she's dead. This is a fourth grade girl. Okay? If you think that this is appropriate, if you think that this is normal, people need to look around because evolutionarily, we are learning. And for a fourth grade girl to to have that insight to do that, that is fucking terrifying. Oh, so what should you do? Take the guns? That's not what I'm saying. Fix the SOP. That is ridiculous for a fourth grade girl to go to school and understand to do that and do that. Who knows who this
right.
girl's going to grow up? Who knows who this girl's going to grow up to be? She'll probably have 10 years of therapy, and God hopes that she works for the FBI and she becomes somebody who stops mass shootings. Otherwise, she's going to be fucked up. It's not appropriate.
hmm So, and now it's funny that you say that because just like say, like when we talked last week, when we talked last week, right? When I told you about the clip that I saw on Facebook where this
I agree with David. Yeah, David, that's true. There are good security guards, especially at that privately run, things. Of course, there are privately run communities, privately run businesses, but part and parcel, these corporations, they're hiring. You could work security, or would you like to be a cashier or work nights in stock? They don't give a fuck. They're like, can you pass a background check? And here's a badge and pepper spray. They don't give a fuck. But what you're saying is like, yeah, that's what it's gonna take. Mom and pop places, private places, real people who are gonna protect their shit, and they don't get fucked with. It's
yeah,
unfortunate, but the issue is these corporate ran places become public news, and it becomes a precedent, and you get copycat events, and it's for a culture, for a media to perpetuate it is very dangerous.
yeah. And so it's just like what you was talking about the fourth grader or whatever, how she went and took blood and smeared it on her face and
And
then
play dead.
lay down and play dead. See, that's like, okay, that's no different than that clip that I talked about on Facebook, where that little girl, she already know how to operate a firearm, right? She know how to shoot it, unload it, reload it, and then shoot it again. So it's almost like it's almost like when they say, okay, like as time progresses, that the children are getting smarter
Yeah.
than smarter than what they were 5 years ago, smarter than what they were 10, 15, 20 years ago.
More PTSD too.
So so my thing is this, right? You know, it's okay for your child to learn, but at the same time, though, right? You know, a certain age, I would rather for a child to be a certain age before I actually really start teaching them how to use weapons and all that kind of stuff. I mean, honestly, I'm not gonna teach my child nothing. I mean, because for one, yeah, it's your child or children, right? But you really don't know what the outcome is gonna be, strict, no matter how strict you are, or I don't want to call it being strict, but you know what to do, or you have a pretty good idea as a parent to actually like really know what's so called right and what's so called wrong for your child. Because you can go back as far as like the Columbine shooting. You can look at the Menendez brothers, what they did to their parents. You know, I mean,
The other,
it's
the
events,
Sandy
it's
Sandy
certain,
Sandy Hook,
yeah,
Parkland,
it's certain,
the shooting at a theater in Colorado. Remember the Batman movie?
yeah,
Going to see Batman. This was going on.
So yeah, so it's like it's almost like if I didn't know any better, it's almost like parents they're so and because every parent is not like this, but it's
Buffalo.
you
Shit.
know, and then me and you we talked about this plenty of times, right? I've always believed from if you look at like the timeline. So I would say anything from 1984 going backwards, right?
Mm.
If you was born, then for the 9 times out of 10, you probably came out pretty good, right? So from 84 on, it's like doggone flipping the coin.
Shit
Now
got crazy.
again, depending on who your parents are, right? And if they really don't give two shits about the law, right? Meaning, hey, guess what? This is my child. These are my kids. I will raise them the best way that I see fit. If they get wrong, I'm gonna beat their ass. Plain and simple. And it's almost like a lot of these, and the late great Bernie Mac said it best. A lot of us are punk ass parents, right?
It's
You
true.
know, we let the
It's true.
child. We sit up there. A lot of motherfuckers sit up there trying to make deals with the child or children.
Mhm.
And I said, no, you little short sucker. I'm your parent, right? You do what the
You
hell I
know,
tell you. Plain and simple.
did you hear what Charles Barkley said on NBA? I think it's called NBA Tonight. It's a good show. It's like him, Shaq, Kenny, and Ernie. But Charles Barkley said, "Listen, I'm pro Second Amendment, but usually what happens when it comes to gun violence and kids, and we'll call kids under the age of 18, um, you're at the wrong place at the wrong time. You got caught up in something. You're doing something. You're up to no good. Being at
Yeah.
school is not the wrong place at the wrong time. You're at school. Okay?
Yeah.
This is an issue at schools. It's
Yeah.
not, oh, I'm running around my little hood rat friend. Believe me, been there, done it. Right? There's another thing. There
Right.
used to be rules. That's what he said. There used to be rules. No mothers, no
Yeah.
grandmothers, no elderly people, definitely no kids. Now there's no rules. It's lawless.
Yeah.
It's lawless, and it's being manipulated by clicks. It's being your social status is evaluated and sustained by your digital footprint. And if these big tech companies do not take accountability, it's highly inappropriate because it's not the cause, but it's causation. It's definitely affecting it, and everyone knows it. You used to be able, if you got bullied or hazed on a football team or whatever, at least you got to go home, lay down,
Yeah.
lose your mind. Now you go home, and what do? You're not throwing the football around. You're not whatever up in a tree, running around, doing whatever we did when we were kids. Now you're on a device, and you're consistently reminded about this issue that's just lurking tomorrow when I get back to the school. And it's the bullying thing is odd. Well, toughen up. You should do this. You can't fit in. No, 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 no. We got suicide rates at an all-time high. You got fourth graders wiping blood on their face. I get in to fit in, but there's a line, a distinction, and the adults in the room should make a decision to do something. Um, I don't know what that is, but it's certainly not blaming each other and going, like a pendulum. It just goes back and
Yeah.
forth. So it's like
Uh,
take the guns
yeah.
away, or false flag. It's like no, 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 no. We don't have to fight about this, but you cannot have what happened happen over and over. And this is not a phenomenon; it's a pattern.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I'm open to
You know
hear
what?
like discussions because for years and still to this day I'm pro Second Amendment. But it's like
Uh-huh.
this is getting not good.
Remember, and like I say, uh, remember when we talked about this a while back, right? And I'll be the first one to tell you that Hollywood will actually like really, they'll either tell you what's going on or they'll actually like really project what's going to happen on down the line. And the only reason
Right.
why I said, remember the movie Demolition Man?
What movie?
Sylvester Stallone, right? Already what scene I'm talking about. Wesley Snipes got all his goons together, and he said the year is 2032. That's 2032 for those y'all that really can't keep up, right?
Wow.
And it's sad to say, but think about it, that's less than 10 years away, right? And so basically, what he was saying, I'm sorry to say that the earth has turned into a pussy whipped Brady Bunch version of itself, right? And so if you actually really stop and look at it, right, it's 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 starting to get that way. So by the time 2032 comes around, everything that happened in Demolition Man will be really in full effect if it isn't already in full effect. Because here's the deal, right? If you look at the shooting that happened in Buffalo and in Texas, right? And then now when a so-called new virus comes out, right? They want everybody to take it. Whatever vaccine that they got out, right? They want you to hurry up and take it, right? So uh
Hold on. Can I say
so
something real
basically,
quick? How about
go ahead.
listen? They tried monkeypox. The media, the mainstream media, they tried monkeypox, and people were like, "Fuck you." So then all of a sudden, gun control. We went from 2 years of pandemic. We went from 2 years of pandemic, and they started saying monkeypox. It was hot for about 2 days, and then
Yeah.
now it's gun control.
Yeah.
Think about that for a second.
But then again, yeah, but the thing about it, though, you know what? They've been talking about gun control for years.
Yeah,
Right?
but you have to
It's, you
understand
know,
they're using these political footballs. It's called Operation Mockingbird, where they utilize state media, they do what they do and they get access. And it's like it's the same things, the same slogans generationally. But when one's not working, you blow a timeout and you switch the play up. You switch the defense up.
yeah,
So I oh, he's saying it's a false flag. Shut, please. I'll stop cursing. That is ridiculous. I'm
yeah,
observing a timeline in the current mainstream media that is prevalent and aggregated throughout all the sites that individuals digest daily as their media, then, infer, think, download, sleep with, wake up in the morning, show up at the VA, show up at the canteen, eat, have news, wait for an appointment, and shoot something out of their mouth because they've been affected. It is highly effective. If I was you
right,
individuals, I'd look at the MOS 37 Foxtrot psychological operation.
yeah,
This is not a secret. This
yeah,
is a highly oiled machine. Let's get that straight.
yeah.
Just
And
ask the CIA. What did you say? CBS? No, I said CIA.
but you know what though?
What
It's
the
no
fuck's the
different
difference?
with the Operation Mockingbird, and then I mean MK Ultra that they claimed that they stopped many years ago
Oh,
or
come
whatever.
on.
Yeah, they're like what they claimed. That's what I'm saying. They claimed that they stopped it, right? They're like say, I know they had because I forget what documentary it was, but they actually really made a movie behind it a while back was be on a comedic level, and then they said the men who stare at goats. But
Oh yeah.
what little they know, what little the people know, did that shit actually happen? That
And
shit actually happened. They actually really
also
had some
before that, they'll slip it
people.
in there because they have to slip it in there. Also, the movie Charlie Wilson's War, when you figure about how the Russians really got into Afghanistan, fighting the Mujahideen, setting them up, giving them weapons. And then we go there for 20 years with no big contracts, several thousand Americans dead, countless trauma, millions of Arabs dead. Nobody gives a fuck. A couple thousand in Ukraine are dead, and it's all you hear about. But it's the same game plan, and they slip it in there. They don't give a
Exactly.
fuck. They'll have Oliver Stone show you JFK.
Yeah. I mean, because it's just like what I said, and we talked about this. If you look at the stuff what's going on in the Ukraine right now, all you gotta
Nobody gave a
do
fuck when
is
it was Afghanistan
rewind.
or Iraq, right?
Yeah, but
Hold on.
you
What
rewind.
was the
Listen,
problem with Iraq or
rewind,
Afghanistan?
rewind the clock 30 years ago. Rewind the clock 30 years ago. It's 1991. Saddam
Libya.
Hussein. Yeah, Saddam Hussein is trying to take over Kuwait over the same damn issue. It was about oil. It was about oil then. It was about oil then. Gas prices was through the roof, just like they are now. So it's but then like I said,
But you understand the pretext too. When Trump was in office, it wasn't about wow, you're meeting with all these world leaders. It was about Russian collusion, Russian collusion,
yeah,
Russia. And you brought up the Brady Bunch. There's a clip where Trump goes, "Man, you guys are annoying. Russia," like saying Marsha. And he said it.
yeah,
He's like, "Oh, you motherfuckers are dangerous because there ain't shit there."
yeah,
And then as soon as he's out, all of a sudden, we're in the Ukraine. Isn't that nice? Isn't that good?
Yeah. So
Before that, before he was in office, excuse me, before he was in office, I happened to be in basic training in Fort Sill, Oklahoma in 2008. And in that same region, the areas that they took over and they ran through, they go to Georgia. So what do these two things have in common? How are they correlated? Democratic people in office, the same party.
yeah.
Biden was the vice president, Obama was the president at the time. We get, for some reason, there's an invasion in these caucus areas. There's an invasion in Georgia. That happens. It gets shut down. They take Georgia. Then Trump gets in office. He meets with Putin. They say you're in bed with him. Finally, through courts, they figure out, no, that didn't happen. In fact, you're getting money from these motherfuckers. And then secondarily, Joe Biden, your son, Hunter Biden, nobody wants to talk about the laptop, getting $2 billion gas deals out of the Ukraine. Well, they talk about hose and crack on the laptop. That's great. That's a nice cover-up. That's what I would like to talk about. But just magically, now Ukraine's an issue.
Yeah.
Isn't that nice?
That's why.
Oh, but Kurt, isn't that nice?
Then that's why,
isn't that good?
Yeah. And it's deal. That's why Putin the whole time was saying, hey, look, y'all can intervene if y'all want to, right? Y'all can intervene if you want to, right? Because
listen, 80% of the country, I bet it's 90% of the country didn't even know where Ukraine was on a map before this shit happened.
Nine times
now
10,
all of a sudden,
you know,
now all of a sudden, you need to know something. Hold on, we got Lloyd Austin up here. This is where they're gonna get me in trouble. We got Lloyd Austin up here. There'll never be American boots on the ground. There'll never be this. They'll never, motherfucker. Special operators are all over the country in PMCs, private military companies. These are the best of the best that retired from these groups because now they're making more money with no big contracts and donations. And our Congress, our actual Congress, gives them 40 billion American dollars. People were outraged when we threw a couple billion on the C-130 to Tehran and Iran. People were fired up that Obama did that. Fuck that. That's pennies. 40 billion. And you're not involved in the war, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Real nice.
And
real good. Hey, real good. Real good.
About the Ukraine, right? Just like I said, a lot of people didn't know where the Ukraine was at until this incident happens. But here's something else. I bet you a lot of people don't know where Diego Garcia is at either. Right?
Exactly.
So, and then
hold on, give me 1 second. When you said that, give me 1 second. Keep going.
But the whole deal is, it's just like, you know, they keep playing the same records over and over.
You just hold on. Can you repeat the question? What you just said? Most people don't. Hold on. Most people don't know what?
Where Diego Garcia is.
Okay, I would like to present this document, this book.
Yeah.
Hold on.
So yeah, listen, I'm in total in agreement with you. Just like when that plane, what was it? I forget, the Malaysia flight 380 or whatever it was.
When bunch of bullshit.
It just mysteriously just popped off the screen. I'm like, we already know where the hell that plane landed, right?
Not just that. Look at the flight log. See the people who were sitting on the plane. This is not like your mom and pop. See who was sitting on the plane.
Yeah,
all
the
connected,
manifest is a motherfucker.
all connected, all intelligence.
Yeah, so they had to get him. They had to get him out of there. They had to get him out of there, in a sense. And a sense is no different than what the fuck they did to Nikola Tesla with all of his
Yeah.
technologies. And then you see Tesla shit every goddamn where now, right? So it's again, you keep replaying it because the thing about doing this, I'm 49 years old, so I can remember what happened back in 1991, right? And so for the most part, right? If you say like anything after 1995, right? Yeah, they might have talked about it in the history books, right? But you and I both know, right? Once you learn about it in the history books, you take your test on it, then there's the brain dump, and you don't think about the shit no more. And so here it is, like I said, 30 years later, right? We looking at the exact same thing. Ukraine getting taken over by the doggone Soviet Union over oil, right? And the prices of gas is like through the roof. But here's my thing.
Record at OPEC. It was a record high today.
Yeah. So here's my deal, right? You already got the Alaskan pipeline, and then the Native Americans, they protested because they was gonna do another pipeline that was actually like really gonna run through where they stay at, right? So but at the same time, I'm looking at, okay, well, look, if the United States got all this doggone oil, right? Then why the fuck are we actually really standing bothering what
During
the hell?
during the Trump administration, we were exporting oil. It was part of our GDP.
But then again, what did Trump say? And one of those things he said, you like that $2 gas, right? And everybody was cheering, right? He said, well, before too long, you're gonna be paying $5, $6, $7 at the pump. And it's damn near that right now in some places.
Hey, so you asked for it. Let me read just this first paragraph. Diego Garcia.
Okay,
The
go
book
ahead.
is available. It's not for sale anymore. It's Operation Born and Frog. Author, yours truly. Chapter 7, Diego Garcia. The Chagos Island, including Diego Garcia, was part of the island nation of Mauritius, a British colony situated up the coast of Africa in the southwest Indian Ocean, about 560 miles outside of Madagascar. U.S. interest in the islands became relevant in the 1961 era. Rear Admiral Grantham, U.S. Navy, was charged with finding a sustainable island site for a military base that would give Washington domination in the Indian Ocean. This ultimately led to the establishment of one of the biggest military bases outside the United States. The Pentagon later referred to it as an indispensable platform for policing the world since 2001. Diego Garcia is one of the destinations for CIA rendition flights and location of one of CIA secret prison programs. This has been confirmed by U.S. generals and the Council of Europe, a human rights watchdog. On November 3rd, 2000, foreign officials issued a new immigration ordinance that ensured Diego Garcia Island would remain as a secret place that can be as the most secret place that can be found on the planet, according to U.S. officials. When clearing the island, natives lived there, and in quote, the general in charge, when occupying the island, said the island must be cleaned and sanitized. When asked what that means, he says, you know exactly what that means. Everything the fuck out of here. What about the natives? Everything the fuck out of here.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
And now it's a CIA rendition base. So it's like, come on, man. It's a port city. CIA flies in there. People who know what the fuck Diego Garcia is.
Yeah. Sounds like
that's chapter 7.
Sounds like all that stuff with in the that one documentary, the Obama Deception. It's the exact same shit. So you come in, you take over, you show your muscle, you move your muscle, right? Knowing that the opposition is no match for you. So hey, you go in there, you can
I'm gonna
control.
show you. I don't know if you could pick that up. I should take a picture.
Move it, yeah,
That's fucked up.
move it over to
Let's see.
yeah,
The
right
content.
there, right there,
Hold on. Contents of the book.
right there, right there.
1, Boiling Frog.
Yeah, there it is, right.
2, The Elite. 3, Federal Reserve. 4, The Media. 5, let me see. I'm reading it backwards, sorry. A History of False Flag Attacks.
Yeah,
6,
good.
September 11th. 7, Diego Garcia. 8, The Patriot Act,
Right,
NDAA.
right.
9, Monsanto and the Fluoride Effect. 10, Looking Forward.
Oh yeah.
And
You know what?
the boiling, and this right here.
Uh-huh.
Oh shit! Sorry, it's the way I got the camera.
No, you go ahead. I got you.
Chapter 1, the boiling frog, right?
Yeah.
The boiling frog technique. If you throw a frog into a pot of boiling water, he'll jump out. But if you place a frog into a pot of lukewarm water and slowly turn up the heat, it will boil to death. And so it is with inflation, fiat currency, our constitutional liberties being shredded, and the setup of a global governance.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So yeah. So
And that's the end of the book. Oh, and on the back page,
yeah.
this is how it looks. I wanted it clean up front, and then this name on the side, Operation Boiling Frog, and on the back, look at my man at a protest. Look at this.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I see you.
You like that?
I see you. Just like I say, you know, that's why I wanted. Like I say, when we did the show last week, right? I really wanted everybody to know who you were and what you did while you was in the army, and since you've been out the army, right? Just like I said, you know,
I did that shit during college.
That,
do you remember?
Yeah.
Do you remember Occupy Wall Street?
Sounds somewhat familiar. You know,
that's the whole problem. 99% tax the rich. This whole shit. They were having major protests like in 2008, 9. And I'm in college, freshly out the army. No, excuse me, 2011, 2012, probably. And I was in the army, and I just wrote this thing, self-published it. And I was telling them at motherfucking protests, yelling at people with the sign, getting people fired up, putting about $200-300 in my pocket, and just yelling and giving these pamphlets. Give a fuck.
Yeah. Now
that's tremendous. That's guerrilla marketing right there.
Yeah. Now I got something I want to show you, right?
Let's see it. My man.
And so I don't know if you've actually like really heard of the 10 horns, right?
Yeah.
But I'm gonna put it up where everybody can see it, right? So
agriculture, medical. Sorry.
Hold on, I'm trying to get it where you can see it. So it's agriculture, medical. Yeah. Hold on.
Mercantile.
It said.
Sorry, because it's like it's buffering, so it's hard to focus.
Yeah. So, but it's pretty much the same thing what you put out, but it's mercantile, entertainment. That's sports, movie, theater, music, science and technology, education, religion, media, heavy industries, manufacturing, transportation, military, and it's pretty much what 10 chapters that you.
Hey, like, I got Kurt. I got to tell you, we need to join. We need to join forces. I know a guy that could publish this shit. We need to join forces, and every week's podcast could be a chapter we go into, and the individuals who are listening, hopefully, buy the book or the pamphlet, whatever you want to call it. It's basically to support us to speak, and I don't think that's a bad idea.
Exactly. I mean, because the thing about it is because
like to get it, you know, to get it right here, I've seen the stuff you've showed me over time. It's like you got. I could already do this for you, but I'm saying like if we that's not a bad idea to do a series, and each week we discuss a chapter in the book that the individuals purchased, as a point of support for us instead of just like it's tough to make it out here. Everyone knows that, but like that's a pretty good idea. People
Yeah.
buy merch, a stupid T-shirt, something like this. Donate. You're actually gonna get something physical. You're physically gonna get something,
Yeah,
and you could
exactly.
be holding that book, and you could be engaged in the conversation like David is, and interact.
Yeah, yeah, and so that's that's why before we because this is our second show, but anything previous to that, I would get on there, I'll say my piece, and then once I'm finished, I'd always say, hey, guess what? Tell your mama, tell your daddy, tell Big Dad, tell Big Bertha, your uncle, your auntie, your grandma, your papa, motherfucker next door, across the street, around the corner. So the
Yeah.
thing about it though is that, hey, look, if you're watching this channel, especially now, if you're watching this channel, you like what you're seeing, you like what you're hearing, then go tell all the people that I just told you to go tell. Plain and
That's
simple.
all it takes. That's all it takes. One
You know?
friend, even just a like, a subscribe, the way David's interactive. I like a lot of stuff David will say. Is there a way to see? Okay, I can see the chat here. David, are you still on here?
Yeah,
Okay, there he
yeah,
is.
because I right, yeah. Uh-oh. Damn. All right, we lost contact. So which I figured the hell that was gonna happen. So Zach, go ahead, come on back. Right, we'll get you hooked up, get you squared up. But in our case, people, um, it's you know basically what's going on right now is that we're both of us have actually like really telling you the exact same thing, right? It's just that I'll be the first one to tell you a lot of that stuff. Some of the stuff that I know, but he can actually really break it down a hell of a lot better than I can. But basically, what I'm showing you is that when I did the whole 10 horns deal, all right, here he is. All right, so it's funny. You know what? It's funny, like they're doing the exact same thing to us when we're actually like really on the phone. you know, but now it's actually like, okay, now that we're live streaming, they always gonna try to find a way to act like really try to block what it is that we're actually really trying to, whatever it is, what we're trying to talk
I
about.
was just trying to read the comments. All of a sudden, bam.
Yeah. So
And
because
David, can I ask you this? Did you know, like, had you ever heard of Diego Garcia, or like, I'm sure you could do a quick Google search, but like, this is something left out of media. People like Kurt. You presented a question. You said most people don't even know about this, and I'm like, I agree. And that's why when I was in Alex Jones for all those years, the reason he liked me, I said connect the dots and stay on the timeline, because the attention span is so short that if you don't realize how imperative it is to understand what those things are, you don't see the next step because
yeah,
it's momentum based. You
yeah,
know what I mean? Like, it's important. If you
yeah,
bring up 9/11 now, people will say, "Oh, come on, you're
yeah,
talking about that like it's popular culture or something." It's like, wait a second. This is regardless of what you think happened. That was a huge moment in American war history. That would be the beginning. That would be the pretext
yeah,
for the longest war in American history.
exactly. So just like I said, it's just like what I said earlier, right? You can we all can learn about what happened in 1941. We can learn about what happened in 91 and all the shit in between, right? You sit up in history class or whatever, you take notes, you take your test, and then when it's all said and done, it's a brain dump, right? And then you graduate high school, you go to college, and 9 times out of 10, you probably ain't gonna hear this shit about in college, right? So you graduate, you go on with your life, right? until the shit actually really happens again. And then you start to think, well, wait a minute, I didn't seen this before, or I didn't read this
Yeah.
before, right? And then the average person, right? They might start putting two and two together, right? Because they know that this shit is fucked up out here, right? You know, and the whole deal is like, the people that we put in office or they put in office,
People know more about the
right?
Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial than they do about world wars.
Yeah,
What do you say?
yeah. He just responded, so that's what he said. Yeah.
Exactly. And that's how we got
So
to do it.
yeah. So
And I'm sure there's shit that individuals like David who will comment, who will support, they they're in a lane, whatever lane it is, that they have something critical, a piece of the puzzle, or as they call it in psychological operation or intelligence communities, they call it stratified compartmentalization. Wow, that's a big term, sir.
uh,
Stratified meaning layers, compartmentalization meaning compartments. They keep everything separate depending on what community you live in, what unit you work in, what branch you're in. That makes it easy to manipulate as chess pieces. You don't know you're
okay.
playing chess. You just know you're a chess piece. So these
Yeah.
commenters, these supporters, these everyday people, these people who have experience in whatever lane they're in, that shit's important. I don't give a fuck if you were in jail, you work at a grocery store, you work at a shoe store, you were special operations. You are a piece to the puzzle. Because make no mistake, it's a puzzle. And if you have a common
Yeah.
goal, which is
So
what?
they
Figuring out the truth and having fun, having a good life, well, let's ride.
yeah. Well, you know what though, Zach? If he didn't know nothing about if he didn't know nothing about Diego Garcia, I'm pretty sure he don't know about the next question that I'm gonna ask him. So,
Okay.
have you ever heard of Plum Island?
What was it?
Because Plum Island is
I'll
where
be
the
honest, I've heard
CDC
the term.
used to be at.
I'll be honest, I've heard the term. I know no context or no history on it, but I've heard it said in a sentence.
Well, Plum Island is an island that sits not too far off of the coast of Manhattan. It was originally where the CDC was at, right?
Um,
And so basically, I know you heard about the Montauk Monster, right? So, uh, then like say, if you haven't heard about the Montauk, no, yeah, oh, he said Virus Island, so he knows about Plum Island, right?
yeah,
So
I'm unaware of that one.
yeah, so Plum Island is where the CDC used to be, right? And then it was a huge debate years ago that they was wanting to bring the CDC on the mainland. And a lot of people were saying, no, you don't need to do that because they
Hmm.
already knew what they was doing on that island, right? Just like Lyme disease came from Plum Island, right? So
Lyme disease
you have to
is
go back
bad
and
too, by the
you
way.
have to go back. Yeah, so you actually really have to go back and like go
It's
and
very
go on
common.
Google Plum Island, go to YouTube and type of Plum Island and see what you come up with. But like a lot of these
Hmm.
bullshit diseases that are out now come from Plum Island. And like I said, it was a huge debate on whether or not to keep it off the mainland. And well, look at this. He
I
said
bet.
even he said even hell of a lecture. Yeah. So uh but but now but now we all everybody know where the CDC is now. It's right there in Atlanta, right? Which is the
And
capital
Idaho, right?
of a lot of yeah, there's a lot of other shit that's going on in Atlanta, but I'm not gonna bring that shit up right now. But it's just for the simple fact
You know
that
Joe Rogan. You know
it,
Joe Rogan in 2010 did a show on Sci-Fi called Joe Rogan Questions Everything, and he went
uh,
to the CDC facility in Atlanta and was like, "Why are you doing this?" And they're like, "We got to be ready." And this was years before.
Oh,
People don't know
so
that.
hold on, wait a minute now, because I remember watching that
You
one
can find the episode
episode.
online. They're on YouTube too.
Yeah, because hold on now, I may be wrong, but is that the same episode that Alex Jones was on, and then they was actually really talking about how they could
I
actually
know
really
he
go
was
in?
on. It's eight episodes, but I know Alex Jones was definitely on the series. Yeah,
Yeah. So it was one
he did one
episode where
season for Sci-Fi,
yeah,
and it was like one episode was Bigfoot, one episode was UFOs, one episode was chemical weapons, you know.
yeah. So it was one episode where Alex Jones was saying where they can actually really go in and stop the human heart for
Yeah,
X amount of minutes, right? And then they can actually it was like okay, they do what they need to do, stop the heart, whatever, go in there and do what they really do and restart it, right? And it's like no harm, no foul almost. And so when you said that, when you said that, that's what made me ask that question because I remember watching that episode of Joe Rogan where
it was a good
Alex Jones
show.
was actually talking.
Each episode's like 46 to an hour because it was on like cable at the time, so it's about 46 minutes, and it's interesting. And
Oh, hey, guess
something,
what? I don't mean to cut you off, but we got somebody else new.
who we
I'm
got
gonna
here?
bring him up here.
Blue.
That guy, yeah,
Hey, what should we call him? Lulu, Blue Meyer, Lulu. I'm gonna call you B.
yeah,
Hey B, how
yeah.
about National Geographic releasing a North Korea documentary about my boy Kim Jong Un, who's bloated he's more bloated than I am, surprisingly. And when they show these two female assassins that just blow something in my man's face, they got shit out there. The Cubans have been using heart attack guns, have been using sonar, have been using equipment, electronic equipment that's wrecking people's central nervous system and brains. Yeah, you're on something. They
Oh,
got it. Let me tell you what else they got.
oh. Matter of
They
fact,
got COVID. They got
matter of
COVID
fact,
if they want.
hey, you know what? You know what? That blue my Lulu. I'm a uh remember Jesse Ventura? He had
Heart
his show on
attack.
a while
Man.
back. It was called
He was also
Conspiracy.
on that series.
Yeah, it was Conspiracy Theory with Jesse Ventura, and so
Yep.
basically what he was saying, they was calling it the death ray, right? Where that it was pocket size or whatever. You can point it at somebody and they die. And so when the coroner does do a autopsy on you, it go down as you have being died of natural causes, right? Matter of fact,
Or all of
it
a
was the
sudden,
same.
or all of a sudden, you have a rapid cancer that's growing in your body that attaches to fat cells.
Yeah, and so basically,
Mm.
it was this technology. Oh, he did it. It was the same technology. Hold on, let me get out of this. He already said that, but it was the same technology that was used to bring down the Twin Towers. Because, uh, matter of fact, I was watching, and it was this one lady.
That
She
shit
wrote a
is
book.
wild. Hold on,
It was this
hold
one
on.
lady. She wrote
Hey,
a book.
hold
She
on,
said, "Where did it?"
Kurt. Please let me say
Yeah.
this. I was just watching
All
a
right.
compilation. I was just watching a compilation. There's a compilation of, to be clear, 19. So on record. Oh, hold on, real quick. Go finish. I gotta go bring something to you.
Okay. Okay. All right. Go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah, we both. uh, so yeah, so in other case, just like I say, I'm waiting for him to come back. You know, he gonna bring out some more info. Wait, I already know that that's what my man does, right? You know, you know, this is like top notch stuff that we talking about, and you know, for
So
everybody that's actually like,
so we got another document here, and this came from 2008.
hey, check this out.
Hold
Check
on,
this out.
this came from
That's somebody else.
2008.
Yep.
That's how old
He
this
said most.
motherfucker is.
Yep.
Also,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
listen,
But you know,
listen. Let me hold on. Let me finish the point.
all right.
19, 19 of the 22 hijackers in this report. This is an official report, the authorized edition, were from Saudi Arabia, not Afghanistan, not Iraq. They were from Saudi Arabia, Saudi Arabian passports. They can't find the planes. They can't find the Rolls Royce motors. They can't find all that shit. That shit burned up. But they found some Saudi Arabian passports, and it's all in the commission report, right? And I was
Yeah.
watching a compilation of Trump. Pop quiz for everyone listening. What was the first international trip that Donald J. Trump made as the sitting president, the 45th? To which country?
Oh, it was Saudi Arabia. It was Saudi Arabia.
That would be
I remember
correct.
that because
That would
it
be
was
accurate.
something that went down. Yeah, it was
No,
something
listen.
went
It was
down,
Saudi Arabia. 100%. You're
he
right.
had to go over there. He had to go over there. Yeah.
It was Saudi Arabia. That was the
yeah,
first international trip he made. Not only that, everyone listening right now could look it up on YouTube, where he has MBS, Mohammed bin Salman, the crown prince, now the ruler of the kingdom of Saudi Arabia, sitting next to him in the Oval Office with poster boards like you're in fucking high school at a project, showing them all the Raytheon equipment that we have sold them, all the Boeing planes we had sold them, all the weapon systems we had sold them, Bradley tanks, sitting Navy equipment, and a ironclad agreement from the military. So I just want to show you something. 19 of the 22 hijackers were from where? Where were they from?
Saudi Arabia. Yeah.
Yeah. Listen,
but remember,
let me tell every man, every man or woman listening right now, if your woman came home and we changed the name Saudi Arabia, and if we change planes for dinners or whatever, you would be like, what the fuck are you talking about? And if you've ever been to Riyadh, which I think one staff sergeant who happens to be the co-host of the show has been. Yeah. What a game.
Yeah.
What a game.
I was so he hold on, let me tag on this one.
Yeah, he did.
So, but again, isn't this the same thing that we talked about years ago, where that the United States being the rich kid on the block, and here come all the other kids wanting our toys, and just because of who the hell we are, right? We teach them how to play with our toys, right? And then after a while, we be like, you know what? You go ahead, you keep those toys. But in 10 years, you might not come see me.
Hold on. Not just cool kids, not cool kids, tough kids. The strongest fighting military force. They're the rich kids who are buying friendship and manipulating Middle East politics, manipulating geopolitics, and make no fucking mistake. When they were buying planes, they turned that oil on. And the shit was $2 a gallon. Now Biden's in the White House. That motherfucker ain't gonna stay. He's not gonna even step in the kingdom. Not happening. MBS. He killed Khashoggi. Washington Post. He was cool with Trump. They made deals. They know they double crossed them. Look at your gas prices. Look at your wars. It's bullshit.
Yeah. They're like say a lot of people, a lot of people clown Trump, right? But again,
That
this is
motherfucker
something
was
else that we
moving.
talked about, right? And I've always believed that the United States don't need a politician. They need a business-minded person, right? Because anybody can talk politics all goddamn day long, right? But the first time that you get somebody in there that actually really knows the ins and outs of business, then that's who you actually
And
really need to be.
geopolitics.
Yeah, but here's the deal. A lot of people gonna say, "Oh well, Trump been bankrupt for as many times, so many, so many times that you can't count them on your fingers." But here's the deal. Here's the deal, right? Whatever he did, or whatever he did, or whatever the fuck he didn't do, right? He still became president.
Listen,
President,
listen.
right?
If you ever been to Vegas, if you ever been to New York City, if you ever been to Penn Station in DC, there's gold buildings with his fucking name on it. He was the 45th president of the United States of America. He met with world
Yeah.
leaders. Any fucking haters and losers that are saying, oh, well, he went bankrupt, shut your fucking mouth. He went financially bankrupt under corporations. He's worth billions and did his fucking thing. Is he a nice guy? Is he the best president? Is he the guy I want representing? No. But this idea that he's a buffoon, that he's an idiot, that he wasn't the 45th president of the United States after being in his 70s. And if you go to Vegas and sit in that hotel, you tell me who's bankrupt.
Yeah.
Go down to Mar-a-Lago and tell me who's bankrupt. Go to Russia, where he met with motherfuckers. Go to North Korea, where he shakes their hand. Go to China, where he's shitting on these motherfuckers. Start a war with ISIS for 20 years, and all of a sudden, you don't even know what ISIS' name is anymore. They're gone. Now, all of a sudden, you're paying $5 for gas. We got wars in the Ukraine. You got motherfuckers doing everything around here. Man, they gave that dude a hard time because they were worried about his effectiveness. Donald J. Trump, the 45th president of the United States, was the most effective president in U.S. history. Zach, how can you say that? I didn't say he was the best president. I said he was the most effective. And I'm going to do a segment on this show in the future just called The Timeline. Look at what the fuck happened while he was in office. Look what happened at the VA. Look what happened everywhere. Now, all of a sudden, another administration gets in. What the fuck's going on? These motherfuckers ain't starting the space program.
I'm gonna bring back. I'm gonna bring
Sorry,
back.
you got me fired. I just went.
Blue by Lulu said. So look at it like this. This is what he said.
What he say?
He said we don't even live in a country. We live in a corporation. So only a businessman is qualified to run it. Now.
Oh yeah. Well, hey, my man. I don't know if you saw this earlier. This is my book. I don't know if you saw chapter 3. It's called The Federal Reserve and the Media.
Yeah.
My man, I'm with you.
So, and I'm saying that blue. I want you to, if you can get it.
Hey, Kurt, we're getting interaction now. This is what we need. Sorry, I'll slow down.
Yeah, I want you to go, and if you can find, right, go find them. 1996, and basically, guy, he was like a news reporter, and basically what he was doing, he's pretty much doing the exact same thing that me and Zach are doing right now, right? And then he was getting traction. So one of the head guys of that television station actually really brought him into this room He acts like, in a sense, he kind of tore him a new asshole. But he pretty much said that, hey, guess what? There is no USA, there's no Canada, there's no USSR, there's no Japan. Basically, he was saying there's only AT&T, ITT, Exxon Mobil, all of the big businesses that you hear today, right? He said the Soviet Union is not thinking about war. They sitting up in their conference office, going over stock, going over how much money we made, how much money we're about to make. Ain't nobody focused about no damn war, but it's just for the simple fact that if you keep the thought of war in minds of everybody's, and this, okay. So, and what year is this now? This is 2022. So, oh, look what David said. He said the straw. Oh, damn. David then brought up the straw man in this. Yeah, David, David is on it for a lot for the month.
What
So,
What Alex
and
Jones would
then
call it, and he's sort of brilliant. He said, it's they're in a death hurdle. Imagine you're falling. If you're walking down the street and you had everything going for you, you have a different concept on perception, on life, on morals than you do if you're falling out of a plane. Things change quickly. They know they're caught. They're in a death hurdle. And he also said in an interview, a famous interview with me, where we talked about the Fort Hood shooting. He says, they don't like what Zach says because Zach knows how the cow ate the cabbage. And it's not just Zach that knows. These individuals who are in the chat, these people who are around the country who eventually will be riders with us and we'll do what we're doing. People know what's up. Everyone's in their own lane. You don't have to know everything all the time. One thing that I hate in this community is like everyone has to be right all the time. No, you don't. You have to be right about the shit you know and be passionate about the shit you know. But when we put the puzzle together, that's a motherfucker.
yeah. But you know what? It's almost like what we always talk about, right? Just like I said, I was like last week. I was talking to this guy in the gym, right? And we was pretty much talking about the exact same thing. And so basically, what I told him, I said, out of all, I mean, I'm not talking about everybody on the global level. I'm just talking about everybody here in the United States. It's 370 plus billion people here in the United States. So let's just say that 20 to 30 million of us actually really think on the same wavelength that me, you, David, and everybody else that's in common, right?
And
Which is a small,
Lulu, whoever this individual is, broke it down, talking
yeah,
about we've become nothing more than Walmarts and strip malls, and there's no community. You would prefer not to see your neighbor. 9 times out of 10,
yeah,
you look out the window before you go get the mail, just so you don't have to interact. That
yeah,
there's no community like the camaraderie that you have in the military, like when we're in the motor pool or doing whatever, or on the
yeah,
field or downrange or what the fuck ever. It's like you'll never get that back with these
yeah,
individuals, and they just you continually being brainwashed, continually being just sectioned into believing this is appropriate. It's bizarre, man. But I like the interaction because
oh,
even
this,
having two people on here, I'm telling you, those two people signify that there could be 2 million shortly.
yeah. So
It's like when you put a seed in the ground and
it's
you see it sprout, right? You see that sprout.
yeah, it's almost
It
like
could become an oak tree.
before. Yeah, I'm not gonna say that technology hasn't always been around. Technology has always been around. It's just that the powers that or the powers that shouldn't be are slowly but giving us access to it. Uh, it's almost cell phone era. So I knew how to do shit before having a motherfucking cell phone, right? But now out and couldn't do. Then you look at the cell phone now, right? And all of the features that it has, right? Everybody is so busy on their goddamn cell phone till it's ridiculous, right? And then while you on your cell phone, paying attention to mass and watch mass. The first time that something or somebody happens in your community, now you want to raise hell, right? And then basically all what the fuck they gonna say is, hey, guess what? We put it out there for you to actually make a vote on it. But you didn't vote it because you were too busy on your goddamn cell phone for whatever reason. So I just
Basically,
feel like that.
Blue, basically what you just said is the oath of enlistment. So until you're, like you said, you live pre-cell phone, Kurt. I remember being pre-cell phone in Fort Sill, Oklahoma, doing real training drills. Oh, it's just trade off. It's just this. No, it wasn't just this or that. It was like a realization. It was a breaking of society. And until you get deployed, until you go to the field, until you do this stuff, you come back home, you're delusions, you're bored, you're so bored that it's face tattoos. I want attention. I need this. I need that. Versus being a part of a team, having a rank, understanding how that rank interacts as a puzzle piece. It was imperative. I really do wish that the United States of America would implement mandatory military service for 18 months to every male and female, and not mandatory military service in general, but service in general, which could be volunteering at healthcare facilities, could be, there's multiple capacities. The public lands, the wildfires where it needs the brush removal, or some of them will, filter into the military generally. Because it does something to you. It gives you a sense of purpose. You agree with that, or you think that's crazy? Because I see I never thought I'd say this, but it seems bizarre to me.
Give these kids that's coming straight out of high school,
do something.
Give them some type of responsibility.
No, and here's the thing. Here's the thing. Here's my documentation. I'm going to a trade school. I'm going to college. Great. Perfect. Check off. You're good. This other shit? No. We're not doing that. Why? I don't know. Right. There's fourth graders in southern Texas wiping blood on their face.
But you know what though? You know what?
It's going to help them out. It doesn't have to necessarily be military. It should be civil service. Yeah, meaning it could be forestry. It could be parks. It could be whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Libraries, whatever. So, and then when you leave that program, you're around individuals who have a purpose, who are there. It's built-in mentorship. Because what's going on is this is not. You know what my plan is? I'm gonna sell weed. I'm gonna get a couple stolen heaters. I'm gonna sell some weed. I'm gonna get fucking lit on YouTube, and this is what we gonna do. It's like, this shit is bizarro land. No, you're gonna show up at the park. We're gonna show up at the park. Why do I need to show up at the park? Because we like parks as a community, for God's sakes.
Yeah, David dropping some yeah, I think what happens, you look at the average 18-year-old.
What made you join the military? What made you join the military?
What made me join the military?
When you were a young man, when you were a young man in the community, what made you join the Army? And become the leader you were and impact so many human beings.
Honestly, it was something I had as a child when I was 5 years old, right? And it's just it's just something that you have. I mean, now, great the fact my dad was in, right? And so I'm
Right.
second generation Army, but it's just for the simple fact that when you catch it at an early age, right? And then when you go outside and you see everybody else playing, you playing, but you doing some other shit, right? And so for the most part, that's just how I was. I mean, yeah, I played with the other kids, but a lot of times I was playing with the little green army men, right? So it's just for the simple fact that this was something that was in me since birth. Now, granted the fact I didn't when you're born, you don't know. But as time progressed, right, you pick up
Hold
on
on.
certain
Hold
things,
on. Pause.
and,
Pause.
and then you
Pause.
go ahead. All
You
right.
just said it. When you're boys, you don't know.
Yeah.
When you're boys, you don't know. Um, so with that being said, why not guide them? Funnel. Because the only funnel that's happening in a lot of these communities is a funnel to a penitentiary that's privately owned and to a community where you're less respected and have ruined your life. It's unfortunate to say. It's not culture. It's inappropriate. It's dangerous. It's harmful. It's going to be stopped at some point. But why allow more victims to occur? We have a homelessness problem. We have a crime problem. There ain't no rehabilitation going on in jail. This is gang warfare. When you know what? That should be the title of the book right there. When you're boys, you do not know.
Yeah. I mean,
So
because
men, so men
it's like
should show you, because guess what?
yeah.
18 months, 18 months. So you mean to tell me when you're 21 and a half, it's going to be an issue? Do whatever you want. But at least you planted the seed. At least you had an opportunity. At least we called a timeout. We got a buffer. No, these motherfuckers are 16 gang banging and they're not fucking around. They'll put that thing in your face.
Mhm. But here's the deal.
I'm
I think what
serious.
happens.
You know,
Yeah. I think what happens. I think what happens is that because it damn near happened to me almost. Oh, hold on. Let's see what David had to say. I was
what
conditioned
he
to
said.
work. So here it is. He said I was conditioned to work a job early that
I
I
quit
quit
school at
school at
16.
16, do nothing but
I
have
might, and a lot of
my
people, I
military.
can't tell
Okay,
you how many of my peers, I can't tell you how many of my peers who never left town, who never left town. I joined the military at 18, never left town, and they would say, man, I wish I would have joined the military. I'm too old now. Let me see. Yeah,
yeah, we can teach little, we can
yeah,
teach
but
little boys, but
blue,
we're teaching them
hey, blue Meyer. Here's the thing: is it working? Is that idea working? So if we even get 10% to do that, don't you think that's appropriate? Don't you think that's helpful? Don't you think that would be the model? Instead of the individuals going to get what you call a bankroll, they could say, "Well, I got nothing. I got no other option." Well, here's another option. I understand what you're saying. I understand the real world, but come on, man. If you look around what's going on, you surely can't believe this is appropriate.
yeah.
And I would like you to respond to that, Blue, because
Mhm.
you're saying some real world stuff, but surely you can
But
see
you
what
know
I'm
what
saying.
though? But you know what though, Jack? I think what I think what happens.
Gotta
I
try.
think what happens with a lot of people. Yeah, I think what happens. I think what happens with a lot of people, right? They'll see they'll see how up the government is, right? And then they probably knew somebody that joined the army, right? And got so
$40
close, and
billion
then for whatever,
to Ukraine. 40
yeah. And
billion.
so I think so. I think what happens. I think what happens a lot of times is that the average person, they'll look at what is going on, and then they might say, "Oh, well, we." People might think, "Oh, well, I already know what's going on. I'm not going to join the military. I'm not going to fight nobody else's wars and all that kind of stuff." But here's the deal, right? You sit up here, the same people that holler about, "Oh, well, I'm not going to fight wars." Or 9 times out of 10 are the same motherfuckers that's on the corner selling drugs, killing their people.
Exactly. You know, you're
Or
fighting a
if
war.
you're not
You're
doing
fighting your
that,
own community.
yeah. Or if you're
You're
not
being a
doing
piece of
that,
trash.
if you're not doing that, right? If you're not doing that, if you're not selling drugs, killing your folk, put like this. If you got
Blue,
enough
I
anybody,
just said,
enough
hold on.
ass
He just made,
selling
hold on, hold on. He
or
just made a
whatever.
comment. Hold on.
Yeah, hold on.
Blue, you can make a bankroll cutting grass. Guess what? That's a trade. I already said in my statement, there could be a trade program. If you want to be a lawn dog, go out there and bust your ass. I respect the fuck out of that. But there has to be something going on coming out of high school. You can make a bankroll cutting grass. Tremendous. Let's do it. Guess what? You could also make a bankroll working for the cartel, pushing shit across the border, team. So then what? That's what the fuck's going on. These motherfuckers ain't cutting
Yeah,
grass. They're cutting fucking fentanyl up and fucking communities up. That's what's going on. That's not what I'm talking about. If you want to cut grass and be productive, tremendous. We could work on a small business loan that's granted throughout this 18-month. That's what he's not listening. Blue, I don't know if you broke up or you're not listening. I'm saying everything you're saying. We can't get sidetracked with comments like this. I love kids who cut
yeah.
grass. I grew
So
up cutting grass. That's what I'm talking about. Blue, we're agreeing, and somehow you're not understanding that. I'm not going to get caught up on comments. Go ahead.
yeah. So like I say, in other case, right? Everybody for the most part that's watching this, we all on the same sheet of music. But I think what happens is that a lot of people are so scared of putting on the uniform, right? Because of the horror stories that they might have heard and seen or whatever.
Yeah.
But but if you actually really stop and think about it, that's what any goddamn profession. It ain't necessarily got to be that. It ain't You ain't necessarily got to put on the uniform. Shit, you get blown the fuck up in any goddamn profession. But the thing about being in the army or any
Here's the
branch of
thing.
service,
What this guy just said, right? I have
it was
kids that cut grass.
responsibility.
It doesn't have to be a bankroll. Listen, it's called civil service, right? Civil service, a trade school. Oh, there's a need to cut grass in neighborhoods. Okay, great. You're going to need a trailer. You're going to need weed eaters. You're going to need a blower. You're going to need the trucks. You're going to need personnel. You're going to need to get in touch with marketing. You got it set up. Tremendous. Guess what? You're out of the civil service. Be an entrepreneur. Be a taxpayer. Contribute. That's part of the civil service. That's not who we're talking about. Kids who have ambition, kids who are entrepreneurs, individuals who are entrepreneurs. Everyone on this fucking video knows who I'm talking about. Nobody wants to say it. It's motherfuckers who are just causing a problem. Now, you have to address the communities, but guess what? You know how you address the communities? You allow those individuals generationally to make a living, to be a part of a community, to be successful, to be American citizens, not the enemy, not a victim, none of that shit. Is it school? You might be a doctor. You own a lawn business? Tremendous. I own a restaurant, a food truck? Great. I joined the Army, Air Force, Navy, Space Force, Coast Guard? God forbid. Great. Right? Who gives a fuck? But this idea, it's almost like people don't want to fix the problem. Everyone looks
Yeah.
around. Everyone sees what's going on.
But
It ain't that hard to figure out, man. It's just like people don't have to fight. It's just
But
like
the thing about them,
come together.
I think right now, I think what happens is that we have a whole lot of right now motherfuckers where that
You
they want to
know
see
what? I'm not even
success
gonna reply to that.
right now. Yeah, but he already.
I ain't
What he
even. Don't
say?
even reply to that. Don't
Oh,
just
so
keep
you
going.
saw it already.
No, don't. Just don't reply.
Okay, so
You know we're
yeah,
gonna run into
so
this a lot.
so
Just keep going. Blue.
yeah, I think
Blue.
this.
Speaking of civil service, why don't you do your own fucking show and get the fuck off my nuts real quick? Because you just in here to fight,
So
and this is a voluntary thing. You clicked on this shit, and you're like, oh, fuck. I'm just gonna say this. It's like tremendous. Start your own fucking show. The fuck. People
listen,
just want to be a
we're on
fucking
the
problem in
same.
this country.
Listen, we're on the same. We're on the same sheet.
We trying to get something
I don't know what's
going.
going on.
You know what, Blue? You said your kids cut grass, right? You know what you're doing right now? It's like your kids getting fired up. They ate their breakfast. They left the house, and I just went over there and took the gas can away. This is what your comments are doing, and I don't know what the fuck is wrong with you, man.
But in that case,
What?
listen, the con. Listen, look, we're all on the same community here. So here's the deal. Here's the deal, Blue. Right? If you in agreement with us, then say so. Right? But it's almost like that you're taking what we're saying and you're rewording. So
You're like,
listen,
hey, Blue. You're like one of the
all in
9/11
agreement.
hijackers, my man. Hijacking this conversation with this bullshit. If you don't like it, get off here. I don't know if you know this or not. There's two people running the
So
podcast,
that
and you ain't one of them. So beat it, or I'll
yeah.
block you. Which one you want?
So yeah. So
Play nice or get the fuck out my face,
in a
dog.
sense, Blue, we get what you're saying. We get what you're saying. So
Yeah, but I'm not gonna sit
we're
here
not
and
going to get
just like. Can you
sidetracked
imagine you trying to
about
run a
what.
business, trying to do something, and somebody's just fucking it up?
So in our case,
I don't need that
so
customer. I hate to
in a
tell you,
sense,
I have the right to refuse service.
okay, what are you saying? Let's do this and then we're
Oh,
gonna
that
let's
seems
do
more
this then we'll
reasonable.
go. So yeah. So again, so it seems that we're all in agreement here, right? I don't know if the wires of communication of I don't know if we're missing something or whatever it is, but we're all in agreement here. We're all in agreement here. So like, let's go ahead, let's continue the podcast or whatever. We are, and the thing about those is we need to be aware. Like, okay, look, we all see what the fuck is happening. We all see what's happening. So the next question is, okay, well, what are we actually really gonna do? Actually, like really to
Kurt,
make change,
hold on.
positive.
Wait till you see the next one. Kurt, wait till you see the next one.
He said, "Oh, no, damn, really? Okay, hey, Blue, look, let's kill it now
You know
because
what? You picked my favorite color, my man. Look at me. Just a little boy.
you're taking it. Listen, you taking it somewhere that we don't need to take it. This is not what this is about. Okay, let's talk about the situation at hand. We're all on the same sheet of music. This is what the hell we don't need because you already know the motherfucker. Oh shit! Hold on.
My boy at the corn. What up, corn? My man Hathor. Hey, according to Blue, I'm just a little boy, my man. I'm trying my best. That's my rat right there. At the Rat Pack. Cornelius Hathorn in the motherfucking building. Let's
Oh
get
yeah,
that
oh,
straight.
definitely.
We're dealing
Oh,
with some haters in
Hawthorne.
the chat, but that's okay. That means you're popping.
Yeah.
That's okay. My boy Corn. Yay! Ay! That
Oh.
rat. Tremendous.
Oh my goodness.
Tremendous. Corn, what hey,
Oh
let me
my
ask you this,
damn.
Corn.
Out of
Hey,
all of
hey, Hathorn, let me ask you this. So this is beautiful. We're gonna get off this other fucking nerd who's just a player hater troll that's in there, just a dick rider. His name is what's his name? Some bullshit talking about he has kids and he's Blue Meyer Lulu could Lulu these nuts in your mouth. But Corn, what you think about what's going on in Texas and everything that's going on?
yeah.
Oh my god.
But
What
in
the
our
fuck is
case,
this
the like
dude?
we done got
How
off.
the fuck do you even find
Really,
some random
we
shit and
really,
just be a
we
troll?
really done got off,
Tremendous.
we
Hold on.
we
Hathorn is
really
in the
have got
building.
off subject.
Let's let him go.
We really got off subject here. So now that Hawthorne,
Holy shit.
I mean,
Hathorn
damn.
is in the
So
building.
I'm acting like Hawthorne actually really told me.
Yeah, Blue, this
Oh well,
motherfucker.
guess what? This is
Probably
what
on
David
pills
said.
more than likely.
But look, this is what David said. Yeah, you know. But
Hey
those y'all
Hathorn,
don't.
hey,
For those
what do
y'all
you
that
think the
don't know,
odds of the Bucks? What do you think the odds of the Bucks winning the Super Bowl this year?
you asking me or you asking Corn?
Everybody. We gotta keep it sometimes we gotta
Oh,
keep it civil because people just are getting I'm not gonna allow this to become something that just becomes negative. And the bigger it gets, we're gonna get thousands of trolls. You cannot allow it to become negative. I'm not that immature. But when you start at a small level, it's like, what the fuck is this? Here we go. Man, it's no
yeah.
coincidence. Things that, yeah, man. It's can you believe that? And that's what we've been saying in
Oh
the
yeah.
Hathor, that's what we've been saying in the conversation that first of all the SOP was fucked up, but the ability and what people don't think about is these kids were out of school for quite a time. If you think about the age of the shooter, 18, how long was he out of school due to COVID? He was already bullied. He was already ostracized. I'm not, obviously, he had some mental health issues, but to do what he did, he started at the house at the grandmother. He then went into the school. But I'm telling you, these kids who are just on social media, just playing on the internet, have no identity, have no community, have no camaraderie like we had in the military. You're going to start to see this. This is not a coincidence. This is a pattern now, and something has to be done. And Hathorn, I agree with your statement. It's no coincidence. Go ahead, Kurt. I'm sorry about that. I'm
No,
going
but
on a
as
rant.
far as like, I mean, now so we talking about sports. So
Yeah, the Bucks. How about the
the chance
Lightning? It's called
of,
Champa, not Tampa Bay. It's Champa Bay.
yeah. So the chances of Brady going back with um
Not bad.
right now, I'll say 75%.
Yeah, exactly. I would say 3-1.
And
Hold on. Let's see. We got some comments here.
yeah,
Take the military. Cornelius Hathorn says, take the military, for example. Staff Sergeant Harris had to use the old school way to teach and beat certain habits into all of us. Exactly. Corn, that's what we've been talking about. And by the way,
well, damn. He okay. Well, he got out of there. He bring him out, but damn, Corn, I didn't know. Uh, damn. Uh, Cornelius, damn, no, I didn't know you felt that way. I really didn't. So, yeah, I forgot. Yeah, you Cowboy fan just like me. So yeah, uh, yeah, because they played the first game. I think that's the only reason why he brought it up. We lost connection. He's going to come back. right? But yeah, I'm in agreement with you on that one. You know, so but the thing about it though, oh yeah, here it is. Right, hold on, let me do this. Let me bring it back in right there. Oh yeah, you go, there you go.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So
So
I'm gonna
sorry,
let you
it broke
know.
up. I just
I'm
want
gonna
to
let you
say real
finish.
quick, the individual leaving comments, Cornelius Hawthorne, United States military veteran, United States Army veteran, um, somebody who, you know, ran in and was really taking leadership within a unit. Of course, at a lower NCO level, underneath the NCO, but within the ranks, we all got along very well, and that camaraderie is incredibly important. World traveled, well read, great guy, very funny. Um, Not as cute as me, but you know, he did all right. Uh, no, but for real, he has
Hey, check
his credentials.
this out.
His credentials are impeccable. His credentials are impeccable. And I think about the time we spent in Korea, the time we spent in the motor pool, the time we spent in Texas downrange. It's just tremendous. So you know, it's great to have a connection like that. But it's not some random guy. That's a guy that we both were under the leadership of Curtis Harris. And at times, um,
It's real.
it was
Oh
odd.
yeah,
At times, it was
yeah.
funny. But make no mistake, like Corn said, like Hawthorne said, it was impeccable leadership. As you grow and you mature as a man, as you move on, you see certain things, you have children, you drive on, you understand the building blocks of what these individuals did. And man, it's great to have them on the chat. But just a little pretext, an introduction, if you will, of who that individual is in the chat, Cornelius Harris. And let's see what the fuck he said before I light his ass up.
Yeah, yeah. And then he
Our
said that,
Cowboys gonna win
and
against the
then
Bucks.
he,
The hell? Shit, I should have read that before I did that.
because they playing. Listen, they playing and they listen. The Bucks got to
How
come.
dare
They
you?
got to come to Dallas.
And I'm wearing
They got to
Cowboys
come to
blue.
Dallas.
What the fuck? Go
Yeah,
ahead,
David.
Kurt. Sorry.
Yeah, David. Like David. Yeah, me, Zach. You know, Hawthorne. We was all in the same unit. Like say, I was an NCO. Just like I said, we was all in Korea together. These guys, for the most part, they were under me. For the most part, I could and all.
David,
I
you over
mean,
here
there
on
was
the
other
Cowboys dick riding as well?
those.
Damn.
Ooh,
It's three
David,
against one.
you know I'm a
David's
Cowboy fan.
David with the Cowboys too. How about them boys?
Oh yeah.
Unbelievable.
Well, soon as Jerry Jones
Unbelievable.
get out of there, soon as Jerry Jones get out of there, right? Uh, there you go, Dave. Right there.
Oh, how about them
That's his
boys?
75th anniversary jersey, and then Aikman all day long. So yeah.
The only
So you know I had to do it. You know,
listen, the only thing Aikman has done successfully in the last few years is call Tom Brady's games when he's winning shit. Let's get that straight. He ain't on the Cowboys
oh,
payroll. He works for Fox. And last time I checked, Tom Brady, after Tom Brady wins this next Super Bowl, he's gonna get dapped by Fox for about another $375 million. Oh, David's with the
okay,
boys.
all right.
There it is. All right. I'm with the
So yeah,
boys too, unless they're playing the Bucks. Everyone know I'm not a listen. I went to AIT in El Paso, stationed in Fort Hood. You have to. Who gives a fuck? They weren't even competitive with the Bucks. They're not even in the same division. So when the Cowboys were playing, I was rooting for them. But if you can't get excited for the Bucks and what Tom Brady's doing, that's unfair. They're doing a good thing. But in all
I mean,
fairness, man,
put
I
like this,
root for the Cowboys when I watch the Cowboys play, unless they're playing the Bucks.
put like this. Everybody, listen. Everybody know that. Listen, I know this bad. We already know it. So they listen. They play on September. They play on September 11th. I mean, damn, how ironic is that? But I'm just like, hey, look, it'll
What is
be a
that date?
good game,
What is
just
that
like
date?
how it was. It'll be a close,
Kirk, what is that
yeah,
date?
it'll be a close game. Yeah, 9/11, right? So it'll be a close game, just like it was last year, right? Because you already know, you already going to bring it. He's going to bring it. Oh, it'll be a good game to watch. I'm looking forward to it. You know, so hey, it is what it is.
Is it? Hold
But
on. Is it in Dallas or Tampa?
damn, Hawthorne. No, it's in Dallas. They played in A&T. They played in
Oh,
AT&T Stadium. Yeah.
that's got to be a Monday night or
So
Sunday
so
night
you
game,
already
right?
know it's gonna be. No, it's gonna be a Sunday night game. So it's gonna be standing
Yeah.
room only. It'll probably be 100,000+ there. I'm just telling you right now. You know.
There to watch the
So
GOAT, right?
they probably. Well, yeah, I give you that. You know, I give you that.
Who's got
You
more
know,
Super Bowls?
you know, huh?
Who's got more Super Bowls in that
What's
stadium?
that?
I said, who's got more Super Bowls, the GOAT or the boys?
What the boy? I mean, what Brady does. I mean, Brady by himself is 2 up on the organization. You know, but
Yeah, he's
we're
got
not
7 by
going
himself.
to.
And who's got the better defense?
Yeah.
And who's got one of the best African American coaches by the name of Todd Bowles, who's a defensive coordinator, bringing back that Tampa 2, and they're about to start lighting motherfuckers up. We want the interception, we want the ball popping out, and we want Brady throwing that bomb.
Well, you got. I tell you what Tate did.
They call it the Tampa 2 for a reason now.
Picked the ball off 11 times. Tate
Where's
did pick
Hathorn
that
at?
ball off 11
Is he out?
times this year. I don't know. He Hawthorne, where you at?
David's talking
Come back
shit.
on, Hawthorne,
He's like,
if you're there.
don't Brady talk about his wife using witchcraft? I have no idea.
Oh,
I have no idea.
there you go. With that. He said Cowboys had the best. He said Cowboys better defense.
Oh, you so stupid. Are you out of your fucking mind? Yeah, right. I don't know if you checked the Super Bowl where, I don't know, Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs didn't score a fucking touchdown for the first time, and I don't know, ever. And now the head coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is Todd Bowles, who was the defensive coordinator at the time, and they're going to run that Tampa 2 right up your fucking ass on September 11th. You'll see it. They're going to blow that shit out the water. Tom Brady going to put up about 43, 44 points. They're going to beat y'all by 17, and half of them be like, man, this shit was rigged, man. You don't even know, man. Even little Boost is going to be wearing a Brady jersey, motherfucker. Boosted badass going to have that number 12 on. I don't even know who the fuck the cow. Listen, Dak Prescott, he'd be running on that fucking weak leg, and they're gonna shove his ass to the ground, and it's gonna be showtime about 6 minutes into quarter one. And you're there, boo, and it's gonna be about 100,000 motherfuckers in there. Like, we need to get this old motherfucker out of here. What you mean, Brady? No, Jerry Jones. No, I'm just playing. I hope it's a competitive game. It's gonna be fun. I got to root for the Bucks. What do you all want from me? I'm from Tampa.
Competitive, just like it was.
Hey, listen, if every last one of you lived in Tampa, if any one of you lived in Tampa, you'd be Bucks fans. Yes or yes?
So, hey, it is what it is.
Come on. If you guys lived in Tampa, you would be Bucks fans.
Well,
yes or yes?
If I was Tampa,
if you lived in Tampa, grew up in Tampa, you would be. It's a party in this motherfucker.
Zach, right?
It might be the Cowboys here. Who knows?
As I can remember, right? So,
what do you guys think about the Cowboys draft? They did well.
I mean, hey, it is what it is.
Hathorn.
They probably could have did better with the offensive line.
Hell yeah. Well, hey, you welcome anytime, man.
Okay, so he loved Tampa.
He was a failure as a head
You
coach
know
with the
what?
Jets.
Hawthorne, I
Well,
don't know if you know this or not.
Hathorn. He wasn't a failure as a defensive coordinator when they won the Super Bowl, my man, and that was after the Jets, if I don't recall. Next question. LOL, hell no. Okay, great. You're my friend. I'll hear it. Let's see. I remember when the Cowboys did that. Oh yeah, Cornelius. I love Tampa. Okay, I like that. It's my second home. You welcome anytime. I'll take you to. Hey, I'll take you to Hooters, Mons Venus, and the motherfucking Bucks game. You'll have a great time, team. And listen, I'm a Cowboys fan. That's my second home. Vice versa. I love Tampa. Tampa's popping right now.
I don't know if
that's where the Rat Pack reunion used to be, right on the goddamn beach at the Hard Rock Casino. Exactly. Bring that shit. Let's go to the Hard Rock Casino. They have a shuttle that takes you right to Raymond James Stadium, where the Bucks are going to eventually whip somebody's ass, and the stadium is litty like a titty. And them strip clubs are open till 3 a.m. afterwards.
Yeah, but Hawthorne. But here, you know, I got a book coming out. It's about my career, June 9th. Pick it up on Amazon.com.
Probably shouldn't be saying titty.
So, but damn, Hawthorne, this boy, look, I almost thought you fell off the earth there for a minute because I hadn't heard from you for a while. So,
Kurt,
it is what it is.
This shit's taking off, isn't that?
Yeah, I mean, then, you know.
Damn!
No Hawthorne.
Right, so as a head coach, you will see how they perform. Kurt, you know what? I'll tell you right now, and Hathorne, I believe they win 11 games. They make it into the playoffs. They scratch the playoffs, and they could win the Super Bowl. Do I think they're the bet? Do I think they're better than the Packers? Not really. Do I think they're better than the Rams? Not really. Do I think they're better than the Cowboys? Who the fuck doesn't? What are you, insane? It's a fucking stacked team. The motherfuckers ain't playing down there. Yeah, well, goddamn, he ain't even giving Todd Bowles a chance. Like, we'll see how he performs. It's like, oh, you could have gone for good luck, my man. I'm just fucking with
you. Yeah, but if this ain't like a mini, if this ain't like a mini, this is like a mini Rat Pack meeting right here. You know, so, but yeah. David, like I say, we talked about this earlier, but David, all three of us was in the unit together. So yeah.
Hawthorne, where are you still? Houston? You still in Houston? We all got to meet up because Kurt is in Arkansas. I'm going to be leaving Eugene, Oregon, the great state of Eugene, Oregon, University of Oregon. Coming back down to Tampa. I'm here now. But where should we meet? We gotta meet somewhere. Hold on, I gotta fill my cup back up. Shit. Hathor, are you gonna have a drink for me? What's happening, team? Oh, hell yeah. Dallas and Houston. Well, that seems like it's gonna be somewhere in Central Texas. Southwest Central Texas. We'll figure it out. Or is it Southeast Central Texas? Well, I wouldn't mind going to Papados. Fuck it.
Oh damn! We lost it again. Lost it again. All right, though. But Hawthorne, just like I say, man, you know, I got my book coming out here in about 8 days or whatever. AR 670 Harris. It's about my military career. Me and the wife. Me and the wife, we doing our second one. So hold on. Why are you mentioning? Okay, hold on. Wait a minute.
Will you jump on one of these? Can you get more? Hey, Kurt, can you get more than 2 of these people on here?
Oh yeah, I can invite. I can invite. It's just that I'm gonna act like pretty much like how I did you. Uh, I don't need like some type of number or something where that I can actually really send that link to.
Hold
So,
on.
but
My man Hathorn says he's on the clock drinking.
Hawthorne,
Hold
yeah,
on. He said
Hawthorne.
he's on the clock drinking. I gotta give him a cheers real quick.
Oh yeah, hold on, wait a minute. So
Mm.
yeah,
Hathorn, you gotta come join a show with us. We could set it up through Curtis Ayers. He's been in charge of all
yeah.
this, running this. It's been pretty impressive. What do you think, Kurt? Like for like the last 2 episodes, pretty interesting. You get a couple haters, but
Oh, I think because I mean, because like I said, God damn, So in either case, it's been going pretty good. Just like I say, this is like the well, shit. I'll wait till you come back because right now I feel like I'm talking to myself. So okay, hold on. Wait a minute. All right, there you go.
my bad.
You there?
Just had to get one more for you.
So yeah, basically. But look, Hawthorne,
We could do. Can we do
Zach,
once,
you
like once a
Hawthorne,
month or twice a month, a Rat Pack reunion
yeah.
podcast?
So let's do this.
Let me see.
Let's do this. Right, Hawthorne. If you have Zach's number, then pay. Don't over here. Don't come on while we do live stream.
Hey, Kurt.
It was that.
Kurt.
Right.
Kurt.
Matter of fact, you
Kurt.
with me.
Kurt.
Yeah.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Let's do a 10-minute podcast. Send them the link.
Okay. Well,
Everyone
I gotta get his number. So
we can get his number right. Hold on.
Hawthorne. Hold on. Let me say this. Hawthorne, hit me up on Messenger. Right? Send me your number on Messenger.
We'll do 10 minutes.
We'll yeah. So because like right now we pretty much decided what we wanted to say on this podcast. So hit me up on Messenger right fast. Right? Send me your number. I'll save it. And then we'll come back and we'll do another show. We'll do like a little semi-Rat Pack reunion. So like I said, don't
feel pressured. Don't feel pressured.
I'll send you my number. Yeah.
Don't feel pressured if you want to do 10, 15 minutes. It's pretty easy.
Yeah. So because right now, yeah, he already said okay. So he about to hit me on Messenger right now. So hey, guess what?
Listen. This shit's guerrilla style. You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah. So
everyone
else,
reset.
right?
Everyone reset. Right now it's 15:31 at 15:40. Let's get back on it. Ain't that fucking hard?
Right. So everybody else, thank y'all for tuning in. If y'all want to tune back in here within the next
how long do we do?
10, 15 minutes.
Damn, 2 hours. Oh yeah. Shit, we did. That shit flew by, innit it?
So
that was fun, man.
Oh yeah.
That shit was fun. All right. I'll let you go ahead and do that. I'll be ready. I'm gonna go take a piss. I'll come back here. I'll be ready.
Yeah. Okay. So everybody, hey, look, we thank you for tuning in. Hey, go tell everybody, and we'll see y'all next week. All right. Till next time.
And we take donations, and we like aunts and mature women. Sorry. Go ahead.
All right, y'all. Till next time.
Rest in peace, Blue.